Hello everybody, welcome to this Verbling class. My name is Teacher Amy and this class is part of my series called Around the World in 80 Days, and today we're going to be looking at Spain. So do come along in and join us. If you would like to practice your reading, your speaking, your pronunciation, and maybe learn some new vocabulary, you can join us in this class. We'll talk about Spain, and in particular today we're going to be looking at cave art. So it's got a lot to do with history, really ancient history. So do come along and join us. I think there might be 1 or 2 slots left if you're quick. While we're waiting for our students to get here, let me share a few things with you that you can use to assist you here on Verbling. There are 2 pages that you might like to check out in your spare time. The first one is my teacher Facebook page. So I'm going to paste that into the chat box. If you're the type of person who does keep in touch with Facebook and checks it as you go through your week, then this can be a good way of keeping in touch with your English learning. And the other page that can be useful for you is the Verbling teacher page. If you enjoy a class with a particular teacher, or if you do want to find out more about any of the Verbling teachers, then that's the best place to go. What you will find there is the teacher's schedule of both classes and private tutoring sessions. If you're interested in having a session just you and the teacher one-on-one, then private tutoring can be a really good thing to do to really get your skills up, to focus on something in particular, and maybe you've got an exam that you want to try and take, and private tutoring might be a way to do that. So do go ahead and check out the Verbling schedules. You can also see a little bit more about each of the teachers. So if you want to find out who we are, where we've worked, or how experienced we are, and all that kind of thing, you can find that on the Verbling teacher pages as well. And if you do have any questions about anything at all, then you can get in touch with us. So I'm just wondering at the moment if you guys are able to come into class. Yes, you are. Excellent. That is good news. Let me just remind you that this class is all about Spain today. We might have some Spaniards here to help us along. If you're interested in just sort of practicing your reading, a bit of vocab, and finding out about somewhere else in the world, or maybe a bit more about your own country, if you Are you there, Anjay?
Hi, Amy.
Hi, how are you going?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm great, thank you, Anjay. Tell me about your weekend. What did you do last weekend?
On Saturday I watched some movies on my computer, and on Friday I have my room flat cleaning,
You had
general
your
cleaning.
flat clean.
Yeah.
Woohoo! Do you do a weekly clean on your flat, Anjay?
Not so. How do you say? For example, once a month, for example, I do very
Thorough. Very
thorough
thorough
cleaning. Yeah.
clean.
But once a week I do kind of, vacuum cleaning and something like that. Not so thorough. Yeah.
All right, so it was one of your less thorough cleans yesterday.
Maybe. Yeah. Yeah,
Right.
it was.
Well, that sounds like an okay weekend. It is good to keep your house clean, I have to say. And what movies did you watch? Anything good?
Yeah, it was. I don't know if you have seen it. It's Divergent, I guess. It's called.
Divergent. Oh,
Yeah.
I've read that actually, I think, but I
Yeah,
haven't
it's
seen
a
the movie.
trilogy. Yeah, it's a book, but I've I've seen the first part of it, and I know that it is already the second part is on its way.
All right. And what did you think of it? Was it decent or was it rubbish?
No, I think it's decent. I like I like this actually.
All right, that's good. Sometimes, like when movies are made from books, they turn out awful, and sometimes they
Yeah,
turn
but
out okay.
I think in this case they made a great movie.
All right, well, I will have to put that on my list of to watch. Thank you, Anjay. Welcome to the class. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. Thank you.
Who was second? I think it was Elena. Hello.
Hi,
How are you, Elena?
fine.
Good. Tell us about your weekend. What did you do? Did you do cleaning?
Yes.
We all did cleaning. I actually did some cleaning for once as well. What else did
Uh,
you do on the weekend?
well, nothing special. I stay here at home, and on Saturday night I went to my husband's home. We were there just well, having dinner and well, quiet Saturday as well.
All right. So kind of like a family dinner and a rest, maybe.
Yes.
Oh, that sounds like a lovely
Yes, well,
weekend.
and I checked some exams because we in Spain now it's time for exams.
Uh-huh. Okay,
The
yeah.
student. So
Yeah. So you marked. Usually we say you marked some
oh,
exams,
Mark,
Elaine.
Mark,
Yeah.
okay, yeah,
Yeah.
March. Mark.
And how did your students do? Were you happy with them?
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Could have been better. Well, is it their sort of what it would be just before Christmas, their mock exams, or is it just sort of mid-year exams?
Sorry,
Are they
can you repeat?
important? Are they important exams, or are they just sort of progress tests?
Mm, kind of both. The really important exams are the end
Hmm.
of the term in June,
Yeah.
but these ones are quite important as well. We have three important moments along the year,
Hmm.
and now before Christmas is one of them, the first of them.
Ah, okay. And then two more. So probably periods, exam periods, Elena.
Yes.
All right. Well, there you go. You've got still time to get your students to be really, really, really good and all get A pluses for next exam period, hopefully.
Yes, I hope so.
All right. Welcome. Nice to see you. Raphael, I think you were next. I'm trying to do it in order today. How are you?
Hi, Amy. I'm fine. Thanks for asking. And you?
Good. I'm great, thanks. Tell us about your weekend. I haven't seen you for a couple of days, so what have you been up to?
My weekend. Just normal. Normal as usual. Nothing special. Just trying to organize some things. And just the basic. Not special.
Nothing special. What's the best thing about the weekend for you, Raphael? What's the thing that you like look forward to on a Friday? Like maybe, oh, tomorrow I don't have to get up early, or tomorrow what is it? Anything?
Honestly, lately, just stay home and taking a rest is enough for me because
Yeah.
I have a lot of duties right now and a lot of tasks. At
Yeah.
Fridays, I just want my bed and sleep a lot. For next week, and unfortunately, that's my current routine. I've not been up to a lot of things.
Yeah. All right. Well, I don't know about. I think Brazil's probably similar to New Zealand in that this time of year gets a bit like ridiculous because it's the end of the year, like the end of the actual year, January to December, Christmas, but it's also the end of like the working year because you've got the summer holiday coming up, and in New Zealand everything comes at once, and it's like a bit crazy for the last few weeks. Is it similar like that in Brazil?
But kind of, we I think Brazil is always crazy, regardless of the time of the year. But yeah, it's the holiday is coming up, and people going to shopping and buy things and wasting money with useless presents and gifts, and what that's what happened. We need to to pleasure. We need to play. We need to play as other people, and that's it. Another year has gone, and let's hope the next year will be better for all of
Yeah,
us.
definitely. Nice wishes for that, Raphael. I love the way you say they waste money on rubbish presents. So true. Okay. Who else do we have? Mustafa. Hello, Mustafa.
Hello, teacher.
What is the big question?
The big question is, what have you, what did you do on the weekend?
That's an easy question, isn't it? I make you use the past tense, but you guys are all really fine with the past tense.
Yeah, maybe something like this, and maybe the tricky question, what do you have planned on to the weekend?
What do you have planned for next weekend?
Yeah, do you have planned
But it's
for
only
next
Monday, Mustafa. It's so far away.
weekend?
Okay, you can tell me either of those then. What did you do last weekend? Or what do you have planned for next weekend?
Yeah. Okay, oh my God. Uh, about my weekend, maybe, to be honest with you, I am a couch potato.
Well, at least
I,
you're honest.
yeah, no, I went to like a grocery shop,
Hmm.
okay, to like buy some from the market.
Some rubbish for Christmas?
No, like grocery.
All
Food,
right,
yeah,
groceries. Okay, groceries. Got it.
yeah, grocery
Hmm.
food, yeah. And I tried to fix we have like a small engine or a small device. It's called the motor to push the water. Okay,
To push what? The water?
water, yeah, to push the water, like pull the water and push it to fill the tank.
Okay. Yes.
Good,
Carry on.
yeah. Okay. So
Hmm.
it's like have a damage. I don't know, but it's not working. But I was trying to fix it, but I failed unfortunately. So so I brought another one, a new one. Yeah, a bump. Yeah, right, Andre, a bump. So I brought another one, new, and like complete connected, and it's working. So this is
All
good.
right. That was a
Yeah,
successful shopping trip, Mustafa. You didn't
yeah,
waste your money at all.
yep. I I like to depend on myself to
All
fix the
right.
issues.
Nice. That sounds like a satisfying end to the weekend if you fixed your pump. Awesome. Well, welcome. It's nice to have you in class.
Thank you, teacher. By the way, this is my first class with you.
Is it? I'm
Yeah,
so sorry. Well, it's lovely to meet you. I didn't realize that we hadn't met, Mustafa.
yeah. I
Well,
actually
hi.
I watched. Yeah. Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet. Okay, tell me where you're from.
I am from Iraq.
Iraq. Do you live in Iraq right now?
I live in Iraq. Why you do you ask this?
Just wondering. I just wondered because sometimes students are from somewhere and then they live somewhere else. You know,
Oh
especially if
yeah,
they're learning another language, they might live in like the States, or it sounds like your English is pretty good, so it was worth asking. But welcome,
thank you.
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well, teacher. Thank you.
Um, Ken, how are you doing?
Yes, yes, I'm fine. How are you?
I'm great, thank you, Ken. We've just been sharing with
Hmm.
the other students what we've been doing at the weekend. So did you do anything exciting?
Uh, Nothing exciting weekend I spent.
Really? Nothing? What did you do?
Mm,
Just relax or
uh-huh.
work or?
And I chatted with American friends,
Hmm.
and I joined internet broadcasting. How can I say it? It's a popular site here. The
Hmm.
ordinary people broadcast. A lot of ordinary people broadcasting online and
Hmm.
themselves, and we can comment on that on the screen or beside the chat box
Hmm.
of the screen. So the kind of broadcaster reply our message almost like a chat room with video. You know, this classroom, we can see you, and you can talk to you, and we can you know, we can text you.
Yeah, wait, you can type to me, yeah.
Type, yeah. Maybe such kind of broadcasting site is very popular nowadays, and I have some my favorite broadcasters, and I watched their shows.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And what kind of stuff do they do? What kind of shows?
It's up to the broadcaster. It's just I prefer the chat-like show, chat room atmosphere show. And some broadcasting from the street. And I found the other day I found one guy broadcasting from London.
Wow.
He you know, introducing the street of London, or just hanging around the London city, and he's chatting in Japanese and because it's a Japanese site, so and
Yeah.
people comment, oh wow, what is that? Wow, blah blah blah, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Oh, that just sounds so. It's kind of like amateur TV, really.
Right, exactly.
Awesome. I will have to check that out. Is it all in Japanese? Is there anything that I would understand? Probably not.
No, there's no English version.
Aw.
Yeah. It used
You
to
have to be
have,
my
but
translator, Ken.
no, it's yeah. But I think similar site is available in English.
I'm
For
sure it
example,
probably
yeah,
is. Hmm.
for example, Ustream. We can comment on that by our Twitter. Yeah.
All right. Awesome. Isn't the internet crazy? New stuff all the time. All right. Well, guys, welcome. We're going to be talking about Spain today, and we do have a lovely Spaniard in the class. So, Elena, you can correct anything that we read that's wrong. And we're going to start off just by reading a little bit about Spain, just in case there's something that you don't know. So let me see. We'll go for Ken. Ken, can you start for us, please, and just read the first couple of paragraphs?
Okay, that means first or two paragraphs?
Yes, please.
Okay. Spain, officially the Kingdom of Spain, is a sovereign state located on the Iberian Peninsula in southwestern Europe. Spain has an area of 505,992
Yep, well done, Ken. Yep, that's correct.
kilometer two. I'm not sure about this. Square, and a population of 46, 546. I'm not sure. For 567,000. Sorry, 4,314.
Okay, almost. Yeah. This is millions.
Okay, 46,704,314.
Yeah, 46,704,314. Well done. I kept those numbers in on purpose. You poor thing. But you did them very well. Keep going.
Okay. Modern humans first arrived in the Iberian Peninsula around 35,000 years ago. It came under Roman rule around 200 BCE, after which the region was named Hispania. In the Middle Ages, the area was conquered by Germanic tribes and later by the Moors. Spain emerged as a unified country in the 15th century, following the marriage of the Catholic monarchs and the completion of the centuries-long reconquest or reconquista of the peninsula from the Moor in 1492.
Thank you, Ken. That was really good reading. This word here is completion.
Completion.
Yeah. Well done. I'm going to ask Andre to read the next couple, please.
Yeah. In the early modern period, Spain became one of history's first global colonial empires, leaving a vast cultural and linguistic legacy that includes over 500 million Spanish speakers, making Spanish the world's second most spoken first language. Modern Spain is a democracy organized in the form of a parliamentary government and a constitutional monarchy. It is a developed country with the 14th largest economy in the world. It is a member of the United Nations, NATO, OECD, WTO, and many other international organizations.
Thank you, Andre. That was perfect reading. All right, so there's your little introduction to Spain. Apart from Elena, who obviously has been there before, has anyone here ever been to Spain?
Yep.
Who said yep? Was it Andre?
Yeah, and Andre, yeah.
When did you go and what did you do when you were there, Andre?
I went there on my vacation. I went to Barcelona.
Mhm.
It's actually it was a Costa Brava. It's near I guess it's west south, right? Something like that.
Southwest.
Southwest, yeah. Sorry.
In the southwest? I think you mean southeast? Barcelona's not in the
Southeast,
southwest.
yes. Southeast,
Yeah?
sorry. Southeast.
Okay.
Sorry,
Is
no.
that right, Elena?
Northeast.
Northeast?
Barcelona is
Excellent.
in the north, and the northeast.
Yeah, northeast.
Well, there you go. You only got it totally
Confused
opposite,
everything.
Andre.
I
Thanks,
would better
Elena.
not say that.
All right, and apart from, well, I guess you were on holiday, so what did you do? Just relax and enjoy the beach and stuff?
Yeah, I went there on summer, and there was a great weather, great sea, great beach, and everything.
Awesome. And is it a popular destination for Russians to go to Spain for a holiday?
Yes, I can say many Russians want to go to Spain because for good weather and everything. I was on many excursions to Salvador Dali Museum and his house, or how do you say it? Not house, it's his place where he lived. It's actually a museum now as well.
It could be his house, maybe his residence. I don't know.
Residence, yeah, residence,
Yeah.
I guess. Yes.
All right, awesome. Okay, so what we're going to read about today, guys, I'll share my screen with you, like usual. It's actually...
Sorry, I have a question about
Sure.
the vocabulary, about the word Morse or Morse.
Mm-hmm.
I understand it because I know the context, but I have never heard it, and it has surprised me a bit.
Okay.
It is a common word, or perhaps it tries to be a translation of a Spanish word, moro.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think it's really the translation, Elena. Although, if you do study Spanish history, or hear anything about that period of history, then the word Moors is always used, so it's not uncommon. But it might be unfamiliar to somebody who's never heard anything about that period of history in Spain, because I don't think we use the word for, African Muslim type people in other parts of the world. I think it's literally about Spain. So it's quite specific, but it is an English word, and you'll find it in history books and stuff.
Yeah, well, perhaps you have to know that that word in Spanish, moro, it's a bit despective. If you use it in a historical context, well, it's not the best. It's not the most politically correct word, but well, it's okay. But if you use it now to refer to North African Muslim people, it can be quite despective. It depends on the context, but I don't like to use it.
All right, thanks for that, Elena. Well, in English, it's completely neutral, okay? So it's not considered rude or anything to use that word in English. I think it's literally referring to a specific race of people, just like you'd say Jews or whatever. So don't worry about it in English. But that's a good thing to know for Spanish. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, good question. So guys, have a look at the link, and we're going to find out a little bit more about this cave stuff. So I'm going to zoom in, and there's the pictures are definitely worth looking at today because you'll see what we're talking about with the cave art. Okay, so Elena, would you mind starting off for us with the title, and then we'll skip past the pictures and down to the next paragraph.
Okay. A journey deep inside Spain's Temple of Cave Art.
Cool, thank you. And off you go.
I gasped at my first glimpse of a cave painting, a crude red outline of a deer with one wild circle of an eye. Its iron pigments blazed under the lamplight. The illusion of a breastbone emerged ingeniously out of a hump in the limestone wall. After a while, a cave becomes a long black tunnel of sensory deprivation. The sight of this tender image jolted my breath back to life. "Can't you tell you are in a secret place?" asked Marcos García Díez, the archaeologist who had agreed to show me some of the most breathtaking rock art ever created. "This cave is like a church, and that's why ancient people returned here for thousands of years."
Thank you, Elena. Lovely reading. This one here is just ingeniously.
Ingeniously.
Yeah. All right, so anyone got any questions? Because there's quite a few words in here that you might not know.
Crude.
Okay, what does crude mean? This is quite a handy word to know. Anybody know or want to have a try?
Maybe blurred. Maybe blurred. No, just a guess.
Sorry, what, Andre? I didn't catch that.
I just a guess. Maybe blurred.
Blurred.
Not,
No, not
right?
blurred. It's a good guess, but no. Anyone else?
It's like we said, like always, crude oil.
Yes, okay, but what does that mean? What does crude oil mean?
I cannot explain. It's like dry, I don't know. Brittle?
Perhaps it means not elaborate.
Yes, exactly, Elena. So crude oil is basically oil straight out of the ground, right? It's not processed. And if something is crude, it's very raw, very basic. It's in its sort of like most basic form. Not much skill. Something like that, okay? Like a baby's drawing would be crude, like a stick figure or something. But it's not. It can be a negative word, but not necessarily. In this case, no, I wouldn't say so. It can be quite artistic as well. You know, just outline art is quite impressive depending on what art you're looking at. Any other words?
Hump. Out of a hump. Third line.
Out of a hump. All right, sorry. Okay, what is a hump? Good question. Anyone know?
Camel has humps.
Yes, exactly. It's what a camel has. So it's a certain shape, right?
Yeah.
Shape like it's like a hill, that kind of a shape. A camel has a hump.
Okay.
Thank you, Andrew. Any other questions?
Iron pigment blazed.
This one here, or this whole thing?
Main word is pigment. I cannot get pigment.
Okay, does anyone know what pigment means?
Yes. It's, oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Well, pigment is paint. It's
Yep.
yeah, just paint. Something used to give color to another thing.
Absolutely,
For
that's
example,
beautiful.
clothes or hair, the paint they use.
Yep, perfect. Thank you. So that's what pigment means, Ken, okay? It's basically paint. But usually
Okay.
it's talking about like a very deep, strong color and not necessarily paint that you put on the walls. It's usually some other kind of context. To
Okay.
blaze, do you know what blaze means?
Related to blazer?
Not blazer. A blazer is something you wear to school. But this is the verb to blaze.
No. What
Anyone?
does it mean?
To shine,
Alright.
maybe.
Yes, it's sort of like to shine. It's almost between shining and burning. If something's blazing, it's really, really, really strong. So you might say like the fire blazed. Okay.
Okay.
So under the lamplight, you gives the impression that lamp shines on the cave painting and it stands out. It's really strong, Ken. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Everyone up to date?
Jolted. The sign of this standard. Imagine jolted.
Okay, to jolt. What is to jolt? Anyone know? No ideas?
Maybe take back to the
Returned.
life? Yeah.
Yep, so it is, but it's much stronger kind of action. If you jolt something, it means that you cause it to move really suddenly or quickly. So usually it's something that happens like really quick and it's kind of a shock. So if you're jolted, it means someone, I don't know, pushes you and you're really surprised. So in this case, it's like you see the image and suddenly
What's happened?
Did you have another question? No? Alright, so in that case, Mustafa, could you read jetting, please?
Okay, can you hear me, teacher? Okay. Jutting from the base of a mountain about 85 kilometers west of Bilbao, El Castillo is one of the world's most celebrated rock art temples. When Homo sapien first began their northward migration from Africa to Europe around 14,000 years ago. Some joined the Neanderthals here in Cantabria, a region that is home to at least 14 painted caves, including El Castillo. So magnificent are the province's primordial masterpieces that when Picasso visited, he reportedly declared, "We have learned nothing in 12,000 years."
Thank you, Mustafa. Well done. You got through some tricky words yourself there with no help from me. This one is Homo sapiens in English, okay? Homo sapiens.
Okay, Homo sapiens.
But apart from that, it was perfect. Well done. Okay, let's just check that everybody's following. Any vocab here, guys?
Jutting from the base.
Okay, what is to jut? Anyone have any idea?
Emerge?
Yeah, I'd say it was more like sticking out, really, Elena. Sticking out. Because emerge is more of a sort of, I don't know, flowing word that's talking about the movement. But to jut means that it's not moving. It's still, but it's sticking out from somewhere. Okay.
Okay.
Any other words?
Celebrated in this context?
This one.
Yes.
What do you think, Ken?
Maybe celebrated, famous or renowned or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, exactly. It's almost like, you know, when we celebrate something, it's like we're glad about it. We're happy that it's happened, so we're having a party. It's sort of like that in a way. People are very happy or glad about this because it's such an amazing thing, right? So in that kind of sense, it's celebrated. But yeah, you're right. It's also famous, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Primordial masterpieces.
Okay, good word, this one. Primordial. What does primordial mean? Nobody has any idea?
From the beginning of time.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It just means something along the lines of really, really old, ancient, from the beginning of time, something like that, exactly. Okay, so let's keep going. Have you ever been to this place, Elena?
No.
Have you ever
No,
heard of it?
Yes, of course. But well, I was writing in the chat. Now I will continue.
Oh,
That
okay.
there is another cave, most more important and known, that is Altamira. It's near there, near El Castillo, and it was the first one of the first example of rock art, and well, it's gorgeous. But I hadn't seen it because it is closed. You can go there because it's they have to be preserved. It has to be preserved.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know about the El Castillo, but I don't think you can just go there and see there and see it.
I think we're about to find out, actually, Elena. But it's interesting that the other one, Altamira, you say, is closed. It's closed all the time because they have to preserve it.
Yes.
All right, interesting. Okay, let's keep on reading. We're going to find out a tiny bit more, just in case someone decides they would like to go here. Raphael, you can read from Unlike France. Oh, are you there, Raphael? Have you fallen asleep?
Unlike France, which has barred the public from entering its greatest cave art sites, Lascaux and Chauvet, Spain's Culture Ministry has kept El Castillo open to the public, allowing up to 260 visitors per day. Officials even recently opened the nearby Altamira Cave, the so-called Sistine Chapel of Harkart, to 5 visitors per week through February 2015. Can I continue?
Yes.
Incredibly, El Castillo's deer painting, along with renderings of archetypal bison, horned ibex and extinct cows, were merely a prelude to my ultimate goal: to see, deep within the cave, an extraordinary smudge of calcite-encrusted red paint. By all accounts, a treasure found nowhere else on the globe.
Keep going, please.
2 years ago, Diaz and a team of archaeologists discovered that the smudge, a red disc painted in a corridor known as the Pen of Hands, was much older than previously realized. In a 2012 study published in the journal Science, they revealed that the painting was at least 4,800 years old, making it the earliest known cave painting on Earth.
Thank you, Raphael. 40,800. 40,000, not 4, okay?
Oh, sorry, I missed a
No
zero.
worries. That is incredibly old, right? So that was really nice reading. Just this one at the beginning. This is Bard, not Baird, okay? Because that's different. Bard.
Bard.
Yeah. And archetypal. Archetypal.
Archetypal.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. Thank you, Raphael, because there were tricky stuff in there. Okay, questions, everybody. Firstly, about vocab. Are we all okay?
Is bison or bison? I don't know.
Bison, yeah.
Bison,
Yeah, that's an animal, right? Which we still have now. I don't know whether we have these ibex. I'm not sure whether it's ibex or ibex, to be honest. You might have to look that one up, guys. And I'm not sure whether we still have those animals around or not. So, here we go. Elena, we have the answers to all of the things that you were just talking about. So they actually even opened Altamira, but only for 5 visitors a week and only through February 2015. So there you go. Maybe you can go. Is it far away from... It is, isn't it? It's a long way from you.
Oh, it doesn't mind. If I could go, I will do it. But it's very difficult because the list is extremely long.
The waiting list.
The waiting list is very long. I don't know. It's about 400 kilometers from my town or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Not too far. It's
all right.
Not near, but far.
Yeah, it's worth the trip, I suppose, is what you're saying, really.
Yes, of course. In fact, we go there to the beach quite frequently to that region, so it's not a big deal.
Not out of the question. All right, so obviously if I was in Spain like Elena, I think I'd probably be interested in visiting this, but it sounds quite tricky. As she just said, the waiting list is long. Is there anyone else who finds this kind of stuff really interesting or not that interesting? What do you guys think?
I'm interested in this kind of thing.
Why, Ken?
I don't know, because when I was a kid, I love reading this kind of, world heritage or origin of human story. Yeah, it's fascinating me. And even in the past, human has their art. And Picasso said, "We have nothing left." Yeah, I think in one sense he's true because the art there's not so much different from maybe technique might develop, but the heart of the art or kind of the how can I say?
Yeah, the heart of the art. I like it.
Essence of art is not changeable actually.
Yeah, it's interesting that, isn't it? I think that is kind of an interesting concept. If you think about everything else that's developed, and yet art is, still art, I guess.
Right.
How about Mustafa? What do you think of this kind of stuff, Mustafa? I'm sure that in your country you have some really ancient stuff as well.
Yeah, we have something like I'm always like I shared the photo actually in some class. here about statue. We have like a lion, okay,
Mm-hmm.
who stand on above a man, and we wondered at that time what that means. So it's like we called it like the Lion of Babel. Did you hear about him?
No, I haven't.
Did you hear about Babel? Babel?
Yes, I believe that we call it Babel in English. Is he talking about that?
Babel. Yeah,
Babel? Yeah.
Babel. Yeah, it's famous like ancient, like here in my country.
Mm-hmm.
So it's something like this stuff we have.
Wow, that sounds awesome, Hannah. Have you been to visit it?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
No, never. I just saw with the picture. But
All
I
right.
can visit it actually. It's not too far from my city. It's about maybe 4 hours.
4 hours. And is it open to the public? Can you just walk up and have a look?
I'm not sure because I didn't visit it, but I think you can. If you want to go, you can visit it, no problem.
Okay. All right, let's see what Raphael thinks. Raphael, what do you think about visiting these kind of historical sites? Are they interesting places to go?
Honestly, I'm a little bit claustrophobic. I'm not a huge fan of confined spaces, but I don't know, it might be something interesting to visit. When I maybe when I if I will travel to Spain someday, I might visit this place, but it's not in my top priorities of visiting right now.
Fair enough. What is your top priority? What do you value most? If you're thinking about visiting something for fun, what's the most interesting thing for you?
Despite being in contact with nature, I like to visit open places. I think it's better. Maybe I'd like to visit Niagara Falls. It might be interesting to, or maybe the forest, the
Mm-hmm.
rainforest, or but not caves. I'm not a big fan of caves. I don't know.
Raphael, you and we agree on a lot of things, and we agree on this. I have to say, I don't know if I could actually go into a cave. We have some cave stuff to do in New Zealand, and I've never done any of it because I'm too scared. But if you do like caves, there are lots of interesting things you can do, including like diving and all that kind of stuff. And I think caves are particularly special because they preserve things so well. So, well, there you go. Andrzej, tell us about you. Are there any interesting natural things like this to go and see in Russia?
Actually, I don't know if there is interesting thing like that. I mean, that old kind of caves or something. Bless you.
Thanks.
Um,
So, nothing that you've heard about?
I've heard about it, yeah, that, I mean, that old kind of
Yeah.
paintings or something.
I think it definitely depends where you are in the world, right? Because certain environments are more conducive to, I don't know, preserving things maybe, or because of where humanity has been in history, certain places have more old stuff than others, right?
Yeah, I heard that the first humans was located near the African continent, I guess, right? And surprisingly, but it is, I heard about that.
Yeah.
So maybe because of that, the countries near that continent are the most ancient, had most ancient population around that. So
All right.
I think it is interesting to visit such caves and see the paintings of these paintings.
Would you make the trip if you went back to Spain one day?
Yeah, sure. I didn't know about that.
No,
actually,
I must admit I didn't either.
I like to see the movies, watch the movies about, for example, Egypt as well.
Yeah.
That describes the pyramids, but that they make an accent, right? That, for example, that they couldn't be made by ancient people just because the stones aligned so perfectly, and it was some tools that even the modern population don't have.
Mm.
No, I like that. These
It's like
movies,
mysterious.
mysterious movies, yeah.
Mhm. There are lots of things like that. I've heard about that kind of thing too, Anjay, about like weird mysteries about people managing to do things that we still don't actually know how to do now. I think another one of those is the terracotta soldiers in China. I believe that there are parts of the soldiers that are so detailed that scientists now don't know how they were made, because the heat that's needed to fire the terracotta is too powerful for those little detailed bits to actually stay put. So somehow these Chinese people managed to do that, but we don't actually know how they did it, and we can't do that today, which is kind of strange, isn't it?
Yeah, and Chinese people have very ancient history. I know that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, so let's read a tiny bit more just in the last few minutes. I think it does get quite interesting. So Ken, would you mind reading another paragraph for us, please?
Okay, Diaz and his colleagues argued that the painting was so old. In fact, that it might predate modern man's arrival in this part of the world, and that may actually be the work of Neanderthal. With more research, Diaz thinks they will soon discover even older paintings.
Thank you, Ken. Andre, do you want to continue?
Yeah, the revelations did not come without controversy, but it wasn't the methodology that experts quarreled with. Many agree that the standard practice of radiocarbon dating is limited at best. It applies only to charcoal works and loses reliability after about 35,000 years. To go back further into the age of Netherlands, Diaz and his colleagues borrowed a technique from military science for dating the radioactive uranium that appears in calcite. They tested formations of the mineral that had grown atop paintings in 11 caves, assuming that whatever its age, the underlying paint had to be at least as old as possibly much older. The method proved so successful that other researchers used to make another major discovery in October 2014. 39,900 years old handprint in Indonesia that is now considered the world's second oldest painting.
Thank you, Andre. Okay, we just read a big lot there. I'm just going to ask Elena. Can you quickly tell us, Elena, in your own words, what did we just read in those two paragraphs? What happened?
What happens is that the methods for calculating the age of paintings are not absolutely accurate. So they have to use more than one, and there are some controversy. And about how old the paints. Oh, there's an echo. The paintings are. And there is a controversy about the Neanderthals because perhaps they could paint these paintings. But well, I very interested in that theme, and there's no proofs about it.
Absolutely. So basically, there's a bit of controversy over the measuring of how old these things are. and it seems like we're still able to discover stuff, right? Because they found another ridiculously old painting in Indonesia. All right, I'm going to just get Raphael to read this last paragraph here, because I think this is quite interesting. Go, Raphael.
What did cause contention was the suggestion that Neanderthals may have been responsible for the art. A divisive theory that threatens to disrupt decades of scholarship on the origins of human creativity. Scientists have long claimed that our thicker-skulled ancestors were not intelligent enough to make art. But today, a growing number of scholars argue that the characterization of Neanderthals as bone-headed beasts is an outdated, sapien-centric construction, even a kind of bigotry. As Gregory Curtis described in his book, Cave Painters, some view Neanderthals as the very first victims of imperialism.
Thanks, Raphael. This word here is divisive.
Divisive.
Yeah, and then this is the emphasis is on an, so it's ancestors.
Ancestors.
Ancestors, not ancestors. Ancestors.
Ancestors.
Yeah, that's right. Well done. Okay. Thanks, Raphael. I think this is kind of an interesting thing because it does bring up something that, you know, challenges what we thought, which I always love. Ken, I want to ask you about this because you had something to say about art. What do you think about this paragraph here? Did you understand it all okay?
Yeah, I think it's okay. Maybe you know, in the past, Neanderthals cannot produce art because they are a bit different from modern humans. So, but researchers began to, how can I say, discuss. They are creating art. Maybe this art could be created by Neanderthals.
Yeah, absolutely. That's totally correct. What do you think about it? Is that interesting?
Yeah, very interesting. And I heard, you know, they also decorated the flower with dead people, like modern human do.
They also what, Ken? Sorry, I missed that.
They decorated the body of you know, dead people with flowers.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay,
Paul
so
was found with the body. Yeah.
So maybe they're more sort of intelligent and more like us than we actually first thought.
Yeah. And some researchers says maybe modern Neanderthal hybrid, you know, mixed with our modern humans ancestors.
Wow.
So we might have that genes too.
Same genes. Wow, that's amazing. I think it's really fascinating, especially because it's so difficult to actually find anything out about it, and everything's so old, and it's all a matter of discovery, and it's quite a lot based on just chance, you know, chance discoveries of random stuff. So I find it quite interesting. Does anyone want to make any more comments before we wrap up this lesson? No?
I hope we are not come from the monkeys.
Well, there you go. Thank you, Andrew. That's an insightful comment. I won't reply to that. Thank you all for participating today. Do finish off the article if you want. If you have any questions, get in touch with me. There's another page to read. I think it was an interesting one. Thank you, Elena, for sharing your local knowledge with us. And let's hope that one of us goes there one day. It sounds like a cool place to visit if it's open, right? So thank you, all of you. Take care. Have a great day, and I will see you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye. See you.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.